Welcome back. What a varied and interesting world we live in. Today we have a somewhat quirky celebration day, a word, one each world history and health-related items, a birthday, a song, and a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, don't spill it on your keyboard. Settle in and let's check it out. Hi there and welcome to this day in history for October 22nd. October 22nd is the 295th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 296th in leap years with 70 days remaining to the end of the year. Did you know that October 22 is Wombat Day in Australia? Wombat Day honors Australia's beloved native marsupial with fun activities and themed treats. Popular wombat-themed goodies include wombat-shaped cookies, cupcakes with fondant wombat faces, and square-shaped brownies or fudge inspired by their unique cube-shaped droppings. Desserts also often include Australian bush flavors like lemon myrtle and macadamia nuts. Wombat Day events may also feature fundraisers for wombat conservation, raising awareness about their habitat and burrowing nature. The day brings together wildlife lovers to celebrate these stout, furry creatures and support efforts to protect them all. Wombat Day. Today's word is prefecture. Prefecture is a noun, and it kind of describes itself in that a prefecture is a district or area under the jurisdiction of a prefect. This term is often used to refer to administrative divisions in countries like Japan or France. Given that a prefecture has to do with a prefect, let's take a look at that. A prefect is an official appointed to enforce laws, supervise certain areas, or administer duties. The title is commonly used in various contexts, ranging from ancient Roman officials to modern administrative roles in some countries. A monitor in English public or secondary schools and sometimes in American private schools may also be known as prefect. Prefect and prefecture come to us from a Latin word that referred to one who is put in charge or placed in front. These words typically reflect a system of governance and leadership that has evolved over centuries with modern applications in both government and educational settings. Example sentences might include, in ancient Rome, the prefect was responsible for the administration of justice and public order. Or, the school prefect ensured that all students followed the rules during lunch break. And for prefecture, the police force in the prefecture responded swiftly to the emergency call. Or, in Japan, each prefecture has its own unique cultural traditions and administrative policies. First known use of either of these words is in the 1400s, prefecture. Today's word, and with that, this is the birthday of Edward Brigati Jr., born October 22nd, 1945. Born and raised in Garfield, New Jersey, Brigati graduated from Garfield High School in 1963. This American singer-songwriter is best known as the co-lead vocalist and percussionist of the Young Rascals, later known simply as the Rascals. Alongside Felix Cavallari, Eddie Brigati helped define the band's sound from 1964 to 1970. Interestingly, the Rascals became the first all-white group signed to Atlantic Records and would go on to fame as part of the Blue-Eyed Soul movement, along with the Righteous Brothers and Box Tops. Eddie Brigati co-wrote several of the Rascals' biggest hits, including Groovin', How Can I Be Sure, and People Got to Be Free. He left the group in 1970, later joined up with his brother David to record an album called Lost in the Wilderness. The Rascals were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997. In 2012, Eddie Brigati and his bandmates reunited for Once Upon a Dream, a production co-produced by Stephen Van Zandt, which ran on Broadway and toured extensively. Happy birthday, Eddie Brigati. Now, have you ever heard of Operation Paperclip? This was the United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from former Nazi Germany to the U.S. for government employment at the end of World War II, between 1945 and 1959. There was a similar program in the Soviet Union, and in the early morning hours of October 22, 1946, over 2,200 engineers and technicians from Eastern Germany were forcibly relocated to the Soviet Union, along with their families and equipment, as part of a Soviet effort to rebuild their war-torn nation and gain technological expertise. This mass transfer, known as Operation Osoaviakhim, targeted skilled workers in industries like aviation, rocketry, and electronics. These engineers played a crucial role in advancing Soviet science and technology, particularly during the early stages of the Cold War. The relocation was a significant loss for post-war Germany and a key factor in the Soviet Union's post-war industrial and military development. In 1976, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, banned red dye number 4, a widely used food coloring. The synthetic dye, once common in various foods and cosmetics, was scrutinized due to concerns over its potential health risks. The FDA's decision was part of a broader movement to reassess the safety of artificial colorants in consumer products. The ban marked a significant step in food safety regulations aiming to protect public health by ensuring that additives undergo rigorous testing for potential toxicity. Today's song is How Can I Be Sure by the Young Rascals. Written by Felix Cavallari and Eddie Brigati of the Young Rascals, How Can I Be Sure was released as a single in August of 1967 and also appears on the Young Rascals album Groovin'. Felix Cavallari had a muse in the form of a captivating girlfriend who inspired several Rascals hits. This girlfriend was a little bit younger than Felix, though, and the age gap came to be an issue. This tension is reflected in the introspective tone of How Can I Be Sure? How Can I Be Sure became the band's fourth top 10 hit, peaking at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 in October of that year. The song, with more of a traditional pop sound, marked a stylistic departure for the rock-oriented band. Featuring trumpets, strings, and concertina, the track evokes the ambiance of a French cafe and blends blue-eyed soul with pop. How Can I Be Sure by the Young Rascals. Link in the description. How about that? Sometimes when I'm looking for a quote, I see a phrase or a sentence that captures my imagination. If I don't see an attribution, then I'll ask Googula who said that. Googula is what we here at the Bowers household call the search function on the internet browser. Anyway, I found this great phrase and found out that it's attributed to the ancient Asian religious teacher Buddha. And it is, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. Buddha. Alrighty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. And a hearty and grateful shout out to these lovely folks who've bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to add your name to that list, there is a link in the description where you too can buy me a coffee. Alrighty. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. No Really. No Really. Consider following my Day in History page on Facebook if you're on Facebook. I also have a Patreon account now, or you can buy me a coffee. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.